and they're essentially saying that it's a money grab. And they're also going to countersue for millions of dollars, 5 million plus.
Sunny Hostin of The View, who's constantly raging about race and reparations and how bad America is and its racial past and all this stuff.
All right, buckle up, everyone, because today we're diving headfirst into the kind of drama that only The View can deliver. You know, that daytime talk show where opinions fly faster than a New York City cab and controversy is practically served up with every cup of coffee? Well, Sunny Hostin, one of the show's most outspoken co-hosts, has once again found herself at the center of a heated firestorm, and this time it's got everyone talking. Whether you love her or love to hate her, there's no denying Sunny knows how to set the internet ablaze, and boy, has she done it again.
This is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York. You guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia.
So here's the deal. Sunny Hostin has stirred outrage with her recent comments about white people in government. Yeah, you heard that right. During a heated discussion on the show, Sunny went on one of her signature rants, but this time it hit a nerve with viewers, and not in the way she might have hoped. People are furious, and social media is absolutely blowing up. But what exactly did she say? And why is everyone so up in arms? Let's break it all down. First, let's set the scene. It all started during a discussion about the current state of leadership in the United States. Now, The View is known for its fiery debates, and Sunny is no stranger to controversial takes, but this one seemed to hit a little differently. Sunny made some pretty bold claims about the overwhelming presence of white individuals in positions of power, particularly in government roles. She argued that it's a reflection of systemic inequality, and went on to suggest that this imbalance is holding the country back from true progress. While she framed her comments as a critique of systemic issues, many viewers felt she took it a step too far, crossing a line into divisive territory. And let us tell you, the audience did not hold back in their reactions.
Went on that panel. She is self-appointed. She knows everything. It's great to see her ego take this hit, but I think it will be short-lived.
It's amazing to listen to her talk about.
As the words left her mouth, there was a noticeable shift in the room. Even some of her co-hosts seemed taken aback, with a few visibly uncomfortable as Sunny continued her impassioned speech. Whoopi Goldberg, ever the veteran of handling tense moments, tried to steer the conversation back to safer ground, but Sunny wasn't having it. She doubled down, insisting that the lack of diversity in leadership is something Americans need to confront head-on. And while some might have seen her comments as bold and necessary, others accused her of alienating a large portion of the audience. By the time the segment wrapped, the damage was done and the internet was already lighting up with reactions.
So we know Sunny Hostin and her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, are preparing for a legal battle to fight accusations that he committed federal insurance fraud.
Now, let's talk about the fallout, because, oh boy, it's been intense. Social media has been flooded with comments, and they're about as divided as you'd expect. Some people are applauding Sunny for speaking her truth and addressing uncomfortable realities, while others are calling her out for what they see as inflammatory rhetoric. One viewer wrote, "She says stuff like that, then shakes her finger at people and calls them racist. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. Ouch." That comment alone captures the mood of many who feel Sunny isn't practicing what she preaches. And then there's this gem. She is making excuses that she will use when she is indicted with her husband for laundering money from his medical fraud case, even after she dry snitched him live on air. Double ouch. That's a whole other layer of drama we'll get to later. But before we dive into Sunny's personal life, let's stick with the controversy at hand. Critics have been quick to label her comments as divisive, arguing that they do little to foster unity or constructive dialogue. They've accused her of perpetuating a double standard by making sweeping generalizations about white people while condemning others for similar behavior. And honestly, they might have a point. Sunny has built her brand on championing justice and equality, but when her critiques veer into generalizations, it opens the door for accusations of hypocrisy.
You're right. Anytime she says something stupid, I'm going to go, slave owner!
What's even more telling is how this controversy has reignited debates about The View itself. Some longtime viewers are questioning whether the show has strayed too far from its original purpose of providing diverse perspectives. While it was initially celebrated as a platform where different viewpoints could clash constructively, critics argue that it's veered into an echo chamber where certain opinions dominate. Sunny's remarks, they say, are just another example of how the show has become more about pushing polarizing narratives than fostering meaningful debate. And let's be honest, even some of the co-hosts seem to struggle to rein Sunny in when she gets on a roll.
According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
Another angle that's been gaining traction is the impact these kinds of comments could have on the Democratic Party itself. With Sunny being a vocal supporter of progressive values, some are worried that her approach feeds into the growing perception of elitism within liberal circles. Critics point out that making sweeping statements about entire demographics only fuels resentment and alienates potential voters. It's a risky move, especially in such politically charged times, and it raises the question of whether Sunny's rhetoric might actually be doing more harm than good for the causes she claims to support.
Emmanuel denied the allegations via a statement through his lawyer, telling Daily Mail that his client, quote, denies each and every allegation and that the lawsuit is a blanket scattershot that meritless lawsuit.
And let's not forget the power of social media in all this. The online backlash against Sunny has been swift and relentless, with hashtags trending and memes circulating almost immediately after the episode aired. But here's the kicker. Some of the most vocal critics aren't just conservatives. They're independents and even left-leaning viewers who feel Sunny's approach is counterproductive. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly, stating that while diversity and leadership is important, alienating people isn't the way to achieve it. Sunny Hostin needs to learn the difference between being bold and being reckless. It's clear that her comments have sparked a much broader debate, one that extends far beyond the walls of The View. Of course, Sunny isn't new to controversy. Over the years, she's developed a reputation for being unfiltered and unapologetic, which is part of what makes her such a lightning rod for debate. Whether it's calling out politicians, clapping back at critics, or taking a hard stance on hot-button issues, Sunny doesn't shy away from the spotlight. But this latest uproar feels different. It's not just about one comment or one moment. It's about a pattern of behavior that some viewers find increasingly hard to overlook.
Oh, he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange.
And speaking of patterns, let's not forget Sunny's recent legal woes. Her husband, Emmanuel Hostin, is currently embroiled in a massive lawsuit involving allegations of insurance fraud. Now, we know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with her comments about government? Well, some fans believe Sunny's outspoken critiques are a smokescreen, a way to deflect attention from her own personal drama. After all, it's hard to take the moral ground when your family is facing accusations of shady business practices. And let's not forget that infamous moment on The View when Sunny seemingly let slip some incriminating details about her husband's case. Talk about awkward.
Of Sunny Hostin on The View, Tom, basically implicating her husband in this type of a scheme.
For those who might not be caught up, let us give you the quick rundown. Hostin is one of 200 defendants named in a lawsuit filed by American Transit, a New York-based insurance company. The allegations? Fraudulent medical practices and billing schemes that could total hundreds of millions in damages. The case has been described as one of the largest of its kind, and the potential fallout is massive. Sunny has, of course, come out swinging in her husband's defense, accusing the company of launching a smear campaign against her family. But no matter how strongly she denies the allegations, the scandal has cast a shadow over her public image.
Oh, but it's just, I mean, Pat, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to.
And here's where things get even messier. Some viewers are now questioning whether Sunny's outspoken political critiques are an attempt to distract from her personal troubles. Is she using her platform on The View to shift the narrative? It's a question that's been buzzing around social media, with fans and critics alike speculating about her motives. One particularly scathing comment summed it up like this: Sunny's always quick to call out others, but when it comes to her own life, she's playing the victim. How convenient. It's harsh, but it's a sentiment that seems to be gaining traction. Now, to be fair, Sunny has her defenders. Many fans see her as a fearless advocate for justice who isn't afraid to tackle difficult topics. They argue that her comments about leadership and diversity are a necessary wake-up call, even if they ruffle feathers. And let's be real, The View thrives on controversy. It's what keeps people tuning in day after day. But the question remains, at what point does provocation cross the line into alienation? For some viewers, Sunny's latest remarks might have been the tipping point.
Now, he's just accused, and this accused in a lawsuit after some time of investigation could ultimately become a federal indictment. That's the...
So where does this leave us? Well, it's clear that Sunny Hostin isn't backing down anytime soon. Love her or hate her, she's not one to shy away from a fight, and this latest controversy is no exception. But as the backlash continues to mount, it's worth considering the broader implications. Is The View losing its audience by leaning too heavily into divisive rhetoric? Or is this exactly the kind of bold, unfiltered commentary that daytime TV needs? And as for Sunny, will her outspoken nature ultimately be her downfall? Or is it the very thing that keeps her relevant in an ever-changing media landscape? All right, now it's your turn. What do you think about Sunny Hostin's comments? Are they a courageous call for change, or did she take it too far this time? And do you believe her personal life is influencing her on-air persona? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the drama you love to hate. Until next time, stay bold.